Hey folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's live trading action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Today's date is Thursday, July 23rd, 2015. So let's start off today with Amazon, who reports earnings in about an hour and 20 minutes when the market closes. Amazon is seeing a little bit of profit taking today. Why is Amazon seeing a little profit taking ahead of earnings? Well, just take a look at the chart. The chart's had a meteoric rise up, and after Apple fell on earnings, after IBM, Microsoft fell on earnings, it makes sense that most investors are a little bit skittish about holding Amazon, AMZN, into earnings today. Now, based on the chart, it obviously is overbought, although I will say this, I don't think I would bet too heavily on the downside because Amazon is a company that I believe is doing very, very well. Okay, so having said that, I wouldn't be long, but at the same time, I wouldn't be short. You might think that's kind of being in between, but really you have three choices as an investor. You can be long a stock, short a stock, or on the sidelines. When you don't have an 80% success rate signal one way or the other, it's best to just be on the sidelines, right? I mean, this isn't gambling. You're not investing. They don't call investing gambling. They call investing because if you do enough research, you should be able to consistently make money as we do here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. So honestly, if I don't have a good enough signal, one way or the other, I'm going to tell you that I don't have a good enough signal, and that's the way it is right here with Amazon. So Amazon, needless to say, I would favor it maybe slightly to the downside because it's so overbought, but honestly, don't take a position. I don't think there's a wise enough position to take one way or the other. I would wait to see what happens and then trade it off of that. A couple other things I'm noticing here, guys. Some of these commodity stocks continue to be pounded today, although we are seeing some late-day little reversals coming in. Chesapeake has been one that has just been absolutely demolished. Take a look at the little run-up here in the late afternoon. Now, you are into resistance intraday on the 10-minute on Chesapeake here, but it has come well off the lows now. In fact, the low of the day was 840, and you're now back to 883. That's a tremendous move off the lows. If you were to somehow, by the end of the day, get back above the lows from yesterday, basically $9. And listen, I don't know if that'll happen, but if it does happen, that is a huge, I repeat, huge reversal. And that is something you should notice, and actually that would be a huge bullish signal if you could close around $9 today. And granted, you're still a ways away, and it is short-term overbought now just on this time frame. But if it gets through this 50, it has a shot at it. That would be a huge reversal signal if you got that. You'd have a major bottoming tail, and I would warrant a potential long-term bottom on Chesapeake would be in play at that point. Another stock I'm watching, gold company, Barrick Gold, ABX. One thing I'm watching today as gold is down slightly, ever so slightly. We see Barrick down about 3.5%, 26 cents. Notice this low from yesterday has not been taken out. All right? As long as that low holds here, okay? So as long as this low here holds, which you haven't broken yet today, especially as long as you don't close below it at the end of the day, in my opinion, that's a positive signal. All right, now why is it a positive signal? Well, obviously it's showing that so far you've made a higher low. You haven't made a lower low on the chart. In addition, you have a scenario here where the stock is ridiculously oversold. Take a look if I zoom out. I mean, just recently, the stock's down just from June, late June, early July, you're down from $10, $11 to $7. Percentage-wise, that's a huge haircut. So, I mean, you have to think a technical bounce at some point will erupt here. Now, the bigger question is, can it hold this low, and that technical bounce starts in very, very soon. So watch this very closely, guys. Watch it very, very closely on ABX. A couple other stocks out there to watch. Apple today. Basically, after the sell-off yesterday is just going sideways. Markets are trading to the downside. If we flip over to the S&P 500, the SPY, you're off the lows here, but you're still down a little bit on the day. We did hit a key support. If I zoom out, you can see that there's a little pivot low right here, and there's actually a trend line that goes further back, but that's what you held today right there. So again, markets are under a little bit of a pressure. We called perfectly the top on this market at 213 just a few days ago. We said that would be the top short term. Question is it going to have more of a move to the downside, which is something we're going to keep an eye on in the coming days. Right now, I would rate this market with potentially more downside to a target of, I would say right here. I'd say if you get to 208, that would be a target achieved, and you'd start to look for upside. So there is some downside. The key is it has to get through this level that it currently bottomed out at today. If that gets broken, then you should go down. Notice all these pivot tops at 208. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you gapped above it. So that leads me to believe that if you ever trade back into that 208 level on the SPY, that would be a huge level. Okay, so that's just a little bit of an update, guys. Again, a lot of earnings today, but Amazon is the big player here after hours. Be ready for that. Should affect trading tomorrow. Also, keep an eye on these commodity plays. The commodity play is unbelievable. I mean, even look at Freeport McMoran today. Absolutely crushed, although that's even getting a pretty solid bounce now off of its lows. But just absolutely annihilated. U.S. Steel's been crushed. Alcoa is continuing to be crushed, although getting a small bounce today. But I want to show you this daily on Alcoa before I step off here. This is an amazing daily chart. Let me erase these trend lines as they're inconsequential at this point, being down where we are. Look at the fall here. Almost no bounces on Alcoa. Just continued slow grind lower from $14 here all the way down to $10. You pierced $10 low at $9.90 today. That's an incredible drop for such a short period on a stock like Alcoa. Absolutely incredible. So at some point, these plays will bounce and bounce significantly. The question is, can you read the charts and find those levels? All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Come join us at InTheMoneyStocks.com, and I will talk to you all soon. Watch Amazon earnings after the